Hey everybody, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel, and as you can tell by my surroundings, I am back in Chicago, in school. You know how we do. I am back in my dorm, back to shooting videos here. I have actually been back for like a week now. I know I kind of like took a little week off last week and didn't post. I was getting used to like all my new classes and like all that jazz and just like getting back into a routine, and like I had to figure out like, hey, like when am I gonna film during the week, because like when is the room gonna be free, my roommates aren't here, all that shiz. So I have finally found a time when I can film. I'm wearing my new Belmont shirt. I'm living my best life. This new beanie, which I don't know, I feel like this either makes me look crazy or like kind of good, and it just really depends on like the angle. So let me know what you think about it. You know, Checker's my brand. I'm also wearing my new checkered Vans socks. So we're living our best life today. Anyways, as you guys can tell from the title, I am here today to share with you guys some of my favorite artists and bands that I discovered the past year in 2018. I filmed this video for you guys last year, and I really enjoyed like looking back at like, you know, all the artists I discovered, and looking back at it this year, I did not realize how many artists I discovered this year. Some of them are like some of my new favorite artists and bands ever, so I'm really excited to share with you guys my list. I'm gonna go through it pretty quickly because like there's a lot on here. These are also in chronological order, you know, so starting from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, and I might, you know, just say a few things about the artists, talk about how I discovered them. And yeah, so I really hope you guys enjoy this video, and let me know if you guys also discovered any of these artists this year, because I'm curious. But without further ado, let's get on to the video. The first artist I discovered was Dua Lipa. I talked about her actually like way in the beginning of the year when I was talking about a lot of the songs I found from work, because she's obviously a pop artist. I discovered her because of work. A bunch of her songs were on our CDs. We had Lost in Your Light, we had New Rules, and like I fell in love with her. Her full-length like debut album is great. What a queen. Next, I discovered Jetty Bones. I love Jetty Bones, female-fronted band. I've talked about her a lot on this channel. She opened for Knuckle Puck in March, and that's how I discovered her. And she only had like 2 EPs out then. She has a new EP out coming out in March, so I'm really excited about it. I got to meet her at that show. She's just the sweetest. Her band is amazing, and big fan. I ended up, you know, playing one of her songs on my radio show that I made in May, and her EP was just on one of like my favorite EPs ever video. So I really fell in love with her very quickly. I think, you know, I love the messages of her songs. She has a really beautiful voice, and she's probably like my favorite female-fronted band now. Love them. Next, I discovered Hot Mulligan actually at the same show. They are really cool, kind of like, I mean, I guess they're pop punk. They do scream a little bit, but they are really fun. They have a lot of cool songs, you know. I really fell in love with all their crazy long song titles, and songs like Dairy and the one about a fire extinguisher. I don't know the names, but you've probably heard of them now because they kind of blew out this year, but I really love them. Also at that show, a lot of great bands I discovered at that show. Free Throw. I love Free Throw. Y'all probably all know the song 2 Beers In. It's great. They scream as well. I really want to see them again, and they just announced a tour with Tiny Moving Parts, and I can't go, and I'm salty because they're not coming to Chicago. But anyways, love them though. They are really great, and y'all should check them out if you haven't. Next, I discovered Paris because I went and saw them in May with my boss, if you guys remember that concert vlog. They're like her favorite band ever, and I had heard of Paris like for a while. I like knew who they were, but I just like never took the time to go and like see them live or like really like check them out. I don't know why. You know, y'all probably know who Paris are, Lynn Gunn, you know. But basically they were coming to Albany. My boss wanted to go. It was her first show, so I ended up taking her and her girlfriend, and we went and literally fell in love with Paris because of it. They're great. Lynn Gunn has a beautiful voice. I love Paris a lot. Another one of my favorite female-fronted bands. Next, speaking of Tiny Moving Parts, I discovered Tiny Moving Parts. This was in like April, May-ish, and I actually discovered them in a funny way. So a lot of you guys know I work for Journeys back in Albany, and the kids store actually had the song Caution, and I think maybe Applause by Tiny Moving Parts on their CD. And I was like, oh my god, like what is this song? I went to the kids store one day and I was like, oh my god, like this is great. Like the kids are getting some good tunes. And I was living, and that was from their new album Swell, which actually came out this year, and spoiler alert, it's on my favorite albums of 2018 list. The video coming soon. That album is insanely amazing, and like I'm still working on right now like getting into their older stuff, but Swell is literally an incredible album. I fell in love with them. I was literally listening to that album like all of May. I remember because that's when I had my radio station internship was in May, and literally I would listen to Tiny Moving Parts like every day on the way to that internship, so I really associate it with like the spring of last year. But they are a fantastic band, and once again, another band like I'm really trying to see live and it's just not working out, but they are great. Definitely check them out if you haven't. They've kind of been around for a while and I'm kind of sad it took me this long to check them out, but they're really great. Next we have The Darkness, and another band that I'd heard of for a while. They were like I think an early 2000s band, and once again, if you guys remember, I found them in March because my dad and I went to Vegas and saw them because he loves them, so you know, he kind of showed them to me, and the only song I knew by them was their Christmas song because I've been listening to that since I was really young, and then I fell in love with, you know, all of their hits like I Believe in a Thing Called Love, Solid Gold. I mean, I love them now. They're a fantastic band. Seeing them live was literally insane. Their lead singer is so talented, so I love The Darkness now. Next we have the Japanese House, which I don't really ever talk about on my channel. They are a very like chill band. They're kind of indie, kind of, I don't know what you really compare them to, kind of like the 1975 maybe. Kind of similar to Coloring. If any of you listen to Coloring, they kind of remind me of them. But I found them, I don't really know why or how. Maybe like they were recommended to me by somebody, I don't know. But I added them to my chill playlist, and I fell in love with their song Saw You in a Dream, which is like their most popular song, and then I just listened to the rest of their EPs and stuff, and they just have such a like chill vibe. Love them. If you guys have not checked them out, please do. Like I said, I like to listen to them when I'm studying and just like when I want something really soothing and relaxing. They are a great band, and I would love to see them live someday. Next we have Slenderbodies. I discovered them at the Paris show as well. They were opening for Paris, and oh my god, they're really good. I kind of forgot about them and I kind of need to listen to them, but they are once again very chill. Once again kind of similar to like Coloring a little bit. They're also on my chill playlist. Their song Anemone, I swear, has been in like an Apple commercial or something because I listened to it and I was like, why do I feel like I've heard this before? That's a great song. Oh my god, if you listen to like any of their EPs, they have this really cool, like, I don't know, just kind of like chill synth pop, like electronic kind of vibes. I don't know, but they are really great. So if you like just chill kind of electronic music, I recommend checking out Slenderbodies. They were really fun live as well. I think they're just two dudes and they're really cool. Next we have the Front Bottoms, and the reason I found them is kind of funny. They were coming to Albany, I don't know when, I think it was in May, and I thought I might go. So, because like I've heard of them, you know, we all know Twin Size Mattress. Vama and I actually really got into that song this year. She did, and then she showed it to me, but like I knew of it, you know. And then I was like, oh my god, they're coming. And like, I don't think she could go, but I was still thinking like, oh, maybe I'll just go to that. Didn't end up going to the show, but I learned the entire set list. So that's kind of funny. Like I basically like learned the whole set list and was like, damn, they're really good, I like them. And then didn't end up going to the show because I just think like, I wasn't feeling it. I don't know why I didn't go. I don't know. I think that was like in the middle of my internship and it was like kind of in the middle of the week, so I was like meh. But yeah, so I ended up learning like a bunch of their songs, and I really do like them. I haven't really listened to them much like since the spring, but I do like them and I kind of want to get more into them. Next was Trash Boat. I think I discovered them because they were going to Warped Tour, and I just been recommended, you know, they've been recommended to me a bunch of times, and I really do like them. Their new album, Crown Shyness, is great, but I really like their first full-length album. I got really into that album. Vama also got into them, so we were listening to them a lot this year, and they're great. Next is Subtleties. Honestly, I can kind of lump Subtleties and Viewpoints together because they were both opening for Rarity and Belmont in June. I saw that show. They're both Albany bands. Subtleties is more post-hardcore, and we actually got to meet them at that show. They're super sweet. They're very small. They only have like, I don't know, 300 followers maybe, but go check them out if you like some nice like, hey, Albany, upstate, post-hardcore, check them out. And then Viewpoints, they're more just traditional pop punk, and they were really great live, a lot of fun songs, so I discovered both those bands at that show. Next we have Rarity. Obviously they opened up for Belmont. They were actually the reason I went to that show. They were really good. I literally love Rarity now. Their debut full-length album is literally like so good. Like I am such a huge Rarity fan. I want to see them live so badly again. At that show during Hollow, I know I've said this before, but the lead singer freaking put his microphone down at me and I got to sing Hollow, which was everything. So they're fantastic. They're from Toronto. I would love to like literally drive to Toronto and see like a hometown show of theirs, but They're great. They kind of, I don't know what you want to call them. They scream and sing. They're great. Also, Stickup Kid was also at that show. They're from California. They're kind of a unique band. They're sort of, I guess, pop punk, but there's like, I don't know, they have like funny lyrics and stuff, but they're really fun. I found them at that show as well. And then we have Belmont. Y'all, I'm literally repping them right now. Look at how cute the shirt is. Belmont is probably like one of the bands that I am most excited that I found this year, because literally I have fallen in love with them. Literally went to that show for Rarity and then fell in love with Belmont as well. I literally met like a really great friend from home because of that show, because he loves Belmont. He literally gave me this shirt. Like, I just love Belmont, and they're so amazing. They're on the rise right now. I'm really lucky that I got to see them at that Albany show before their debut album came out, because once that came out they kind of exploded. But seriously guys, I mean, you guys have heard me like tell you to check out Belmont before. They're blowing up. I think this is going to be the year of Belmont, honestly, and I'm so excited because they are so talented. They deserve the world. They're pop punk, if you didn't know. Their debut album is fantastic. Also, all of their EPs are amazing, and I literally can't get over how talented they are. I got to meet them at that Trophy Eyes show and I almost died. Like, I'm such a huge fan of Belmont. I think they're honestly like one of my favorite pop punk bands ever now. They're from Chicago, which is really great. Literally, they're named after the Belmont stop. Big fan. I love them, and I'm so happy I discovered them this year because I literally listen to them on the daily, and I'm a huge fan. Next we have Attila. I discovered them, I like knew of them for a while. Like, I just knew their name, but I never listened to any of their music. I didn't really know what partycore was, but the friend who loves Belmont, Alex, obviously if you guys remember that vlog, he had an extra VIP ticket to Attila, so I got to go and meet Attila, which was a time. Took a really great squad photo with them, which was very fun, and then I got to go to the show, obviously. An experience, you know. I'm not gonna go too in depth about what happened to that show, because if you want to know, like, go watch the vlog, because like shit went down at that show. But I mean, yeah, I'm like a fan of Attila now. Their partycore, kind of, I don't know, not really deathcore, but like, I guess partycore is what it's called. But I never thought that I'd be like into that genre, but they're really cool dudes, very funny, very great, and I would definitely go to an Attila show again. Next we have Real Friends. Now listen, I never thought that I would become a fan of Real Friends. I'm not a huge fan. Like, I'm not like a die-hard crazy fan. I'm like a casual fan. Like, I stan. But listen, I spent many years kind of hating on Real Friends. Not hating, but like, and like, I still agree to this. Some of their lyrics are really cringe. I know they got a lot of die-hard fans, but some of their pop punk lyrics are just so pop punk that it's cringy. And like, I still bop to their songs and then cringe at the same time because I'm like, what is this? But I saw them twice over the summer at Warped Tour. My friend Alex, like I keep saying, he's also a huge Real Friends fan. So he kind of got me like into them, and I went with him and saw them at Warped Tour, and they're really great live. They're really fun guys. They're also from Chicago. I gotta rep them, you know? And then I got the chance, obviously, to see their hometown show here at the end of the year, and that was just such an amazing experience. I also really do like their new album that came out this year, Composure. So yeah, I'm not, you know, a huge fan. They're not on like my top favorite bands or something, but I did get into them this year, which is something I never thought I'd say. But I am a bit of a fan of Real Friends now, so never thought I'd say that. Next we have Grayscale, another great pop punk band that kind of blew up this year. Their album Adornment, you know, got them popular. They're pretty great. I saw them open for Real Friends, and that was really fun. I meant to see them at Warped Tour and I couldn't, but I ended up learning a bunch of their songs over the summer because of that. And I like them. I'm seeing them again in March when they're opening up for State Champs, so that'll be really fun. I got to meet them also at the Real Friends show, and they were very sweet. So they're pretty great. They have a lot of catchy tunes. They're a good band. Next we have Sleep On It. Love Sleep On It. They're also from Chicago. I saw them because they opened for State Champs, and they also opened up for With Confidence. Met them at the WithCon show. They're sweethearts. They have some real bops. I think they're actually very underrated as a band, honestly. Like, they have some really great songs, and their energy live is fantastic. So, like, I was sleeping on Sleep On It. So you guys need to check them out if you haven't. They're great. Next we have Rome. I saw them because they opened up for like Pacific back in October. And here's my thing with Rome too. I knew them because their most popular song, Playing Fiction, was the Journey's ad song that always played at our store. And that was the only really thing I knew from Rome. And then obviously I listened to the set list and like learned a bunch more of their songs. They were really fun live. It was really weird getting to see the Journey's song live. It was very fun. Once again, like another fun pop punk band that I'm really glad I found. Next, oh my god, okay, another one of my favorite bands that I found this year is Bearings. I love Bearings. Oh my god. I saw them at the like Pacific show. They were like one of the first openers. There weren't a lot of fans there, but I was freaking singing my heart out. They put on such good live shows. They are just so tight. Like, they're so talented. Oh my god. They're from Canada, we stan. But seriously guys, I know they kind of blew up a little bit at the end of the year once their full-length album came out, but like, oh my god. I started listening to them before that album even came out. I found Aforementioned, what's another one of their songs? Petrarch. Oh my god, just so many of their great songs. Like, literally guys, check out Bearings. I guess they're pop punk. I love the lyrics of their songs because they tell a lot of stories. They're really, really talented, and they're also like literally one of my favorite bands I found this year. Love Bearings. Next we have Between You and Me. I don't really know like why I put them on this list. I mean, they were also opening that night at the Bearings show. I don't really go back to them much, but I did learn a lot of their songs, and they're fun. They're pop punk. Next we have another band that I slept on for so many years, guys, and y'all can laugh at me in the comments. I get it. And that's the story so far, because listen, I did not get into the story so far until this year. It's true, until the end of this year when I saw them on their big tour. And the reason I wanted to go to that tour is because the lineup was so great. You know, Movement, Citizen, Turnover. I mean, that's amazing, right? I was going for all the openers. Little did I know I would really fall in love with the story so far. And it's like, they're just one of those pop punk staples. I just don't know why it took me so long to check out. Like, I knew I would like them, and I fell in love with them. Their new album that came out, Proper Dose, is my literal jam. One of my favorite albums of the year as well. So really, really big fan of them. Like, they're so talented. I mean, I'm not even gonna say like check out the story so far because I'm sure all of you guys have listened to them, but literally like their songs slap. Like, I literally love their songs so much. I want to get like more into like their old stuff. But yeah, I love the story so far. Their live shows were insane. Like, probably the hardest pop punk pit I've ever been in, so I would love to go and see them again. But yeah, I mean, I think they're super talented, and I'm kind of embarrassed it took me this long to like really get into them, but I'm happy that I did. Next we have Eat Your Heart Out. They opened up for Real Friends. They are another female-fronted band. We really, you know what, we found some great female-fronted bands this year, and I'm proud of myself. And they're from Australia. Their lead singer is so good. They also put out like a whole new full-length album. It's fantastic. I forget what it's called, but it has like a pink cover, and oh my god, they're so good. Check them out if you haven't. There's a song on it, I think it's Conscience, and Patrick from Movements is featured in it, and it's really, really good. And yeah, they're just really, really great. Next, Citizen. Now here's my deal with Citizen. So I knew who they were for like at least like a year or two, right? I knew who they were like last year, you know? I only knew the song The Night I Drove Alone. That's like the song they're famous for. And then obviously they were opening, you know, for Story So Far, Movements, all that. And I was like, I need to get into more of their stuff. Cause like, I love Matt Karaki's. I've actually been listening to his stuff, which that's the lead singer. I've been listening to his solo stuff for like many, many years now. And I just didn't get into like more of Citizen's stuff, even though I know I love his voice. And so, you know, obviously seeing them at that show really forced me to get into the rest of their stuff. Songs like Sleep, Jet, I mean, like, it's great. They have so many great songs, and now I'm a huge Citizen fan, so I'm very excited that I really got into more stuff by them because they're super talented. Their live shows are also insane, like so good. I would love to see them again, so I'm very happy that I got into them. Next you have Small Talks. They opened up for With Confidence, I believe. They're another female-fronted band. Like, we're thriving here with these female-fronted bands. They're great. They have like just like some fun little songs. They're just like, they're not really like pop punk. They're more like kind of like alternative, but they're really, really fun. A small band that deserves more recognition, so check them out if you haven't. Next we have Broadside. Now, this is another one where like, I could have taken it off this list. Like, okay, I'd heard of them. I knew who they were for multiple years, but the only song I ever knew by them was Coffee Talk, and I just never really like got into more of their stuff. And so I ended up getting into more of their stuff because I saw them live because they opened for WithCon. I like their stuff, but I just don't find myself going back to it that much. Claudia, who I went to the show with, is like a huge, huge Broadside fan. I'm like a casual Broadside fan. Like, they're okay. I think they're a little too on the pop side for me in terms of pop punk, which is kind of how I feel about Seaway's new stuff as well. But I mean, I did check out more stuff by them, obviously, and they were really great live. So I'm happy I listened to more stuff by them this year. All right, last two guys, we're almost done. Next is Can't Swim, which I feel like people either like love them or like really don't like them. It's weird. Personally, I think they have a really unique sound, and I really do like them. I saw them, I think it was at the Trophy Eyes show. They opened up, and they were really cool. They're very unique. I think they have like some guy who plays the, I almost said trombone. No. What is the thing that you shake? Oh my god, I'm blanking. What's it called? Oh my god, I'm literally blanking. What is the thing that's called that you shake it? Tambourine. Oh my god, what is wrong with my brain? Tambourine. There's a guy that plays the tambourine. And so they have like a very just like fun sound. I do also really like the lyrics in their songs. I think they're very talented. Like I said, they're kind of hit or miss whether if you're like gonna like them or not. But I would definitely encourage at least checking them out because they're pretty cool and I think they're also on the rise as well. And the final band that I found right here at the end of the year at the State Champ show, because they opened up, they're also an Albany band, and that is Young Culture. I've heard about them for years and years, because, you know, I'm from Albany, so obviously, like, I've heard of them. I never really, like, listened to any of their stuff until I was, you know, listening to the set list before the show, and I got into a few of their songs. Not a ton, but I think they are really talented, and they're from Albany, so I'm like, I gotta stan them. They're talented. And I do want to get, like, into more of their stuff. I think they literally just came out with another EP, so trying to get into more of their stuff, but they were really good live, and yeah, gotta represent those Albany bands. But there you guys go. Those were all of the bands slash artists that I discovered this year in 2018. I mean, I discovered others, but I didn't want to just say like ones I like found like one song by. Like these are ones that, you know, I really like fell in love with. Personally, like Jetty Bones, Tiny Moving Parts, Rarity, Belmont, Real Friends, The Story So Far. I mean, these are bands that like I'm so thankful that I found this year because they're some of my faves now. I love them. And it was just a really great year of me discovering music, and it's funny because you don't really realize like how many new bands that you discover until you kind of like look at it in a whole, and I'm like, damn, this list is like longer than I thought, and it makes you kind of excited. It's like, who knows what I'm going to discover this year, like get really into. So yeah, I love discovering new music. A lot of these recommendations were from you guys, which I always appreciate. So let me know down in the comments what bands and artists you guys discovered this year, you know, who became some of your new faves, and always leave me recommendations for new artists to discover for this year because I'm always open to listening to anything you guys recommend. And other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you guys liked it, and subscribe if you guys haven't already. And other than that, I will see you all next time. Bye!